Hey everyone, thought I would do something that's quite out of date, but yet quite apt for 2023 when there's going to be some new MCU movies coming out. So I thought I would look at the previous 4 phases, put them on a tier list, it's a little bit of fun. Just have a look at them and see where we are at the moment. And let's dive into that right now. Oh, also, I'm not going to be taking into account TV shows, stuff released for only the proper movies, not that Hawkeye and that other stuff. So this is just the movies, Phase 4 films only. So let's dive into it. Okay, so we got our categories here. So let's start off with the first one, Iron Man. Now, by the way, I built this in Illustrator because I don't feel like having to sign up for a template maker so they can suck up my balls. As the neighbor is back. Hey, asshole. Cool, so Iron Man, the first one. Now, this movie is definitely in the not shit category. I would definitely say it's not shit. Because it was actually pretty dope. The only cuck thing is that, it was not actually a cuck thing. I mean, the villain was basically, bizarro version of Iron Man, and that's what they kind of did going forward. But, where else would you gotta go? Show some, the light in the dark. So I thought Iron Man was not shit. I enjoyed that. So let's look at next one. The Incredible Hulk. Yeah, this one. Shit. I want to put it into the not shit category. Because fuck it. I'm putting in not shit. Because I like this one. I've seen this one quite a few times. And I really liked it. I like the subtle hints that they gave to the old TV show with what's-his-face. I thought that was pretty dope. So yeah, I overall liked it. Abomination was pretty cool. I mean, the end was just basically just a punch-up. But I loved it when he used the cars as the fucking boxing gloves. That was dope. So that movie, for me, definitely not shit. And that's the thing that I like most about the Hulk, is how they did him there. And then other ones, it's like, too much of a balance. I like, that's why it's hard to do a Hulk in a movie and you have to have him as a secondary character, because the whole thing is that he's fighting himself the whole time. And I don't like Professor Hulk. I will get there. Okay, so now the next one, Iron Man 2. Yeah, now this, I have to say, Iron Man 2 was pretty shit, I would say. I mean, yeah, it was pretty shit. It was, it was okay. I don't know, was it a little bit shit, or was it just pretty shit? No, I'll say it was pretty shit. It was kind of forgettable, really. I like that dude from Moon who was in there. He's rad, but yeah, just because he's in the movie doesn't mean that whatever the fuck his name is. Yeah, whatever. Okay, next one. Thor. The first Thor. Yeah. In hindsight, looking at the other Thor movies, I would probably put this in a little shit. It was a little bit shit. It was a bit flat and stale, but, it felt like it was from a different world, and I preferred, in hindsight, how they treated him there as opposed to the later films. So yeah, I would put that in a little bit shit. Captain America, the First Avenger. Yeah, this was... I would put this in not shit. I kind of enjoyed it. I mean, I don't really have anything bad to say about it, so that one's definitely going in the not shit category. Avengers, I would put in little shit. It felt like a kid's film. It, you know, the only badass parts in there was, contrary to what I said earlier, was the Hulk moment when he turns into the Hulk, you know, by will, and then he could bashes that thing, and he's jumping on the buildings, and he's like smashing stuff, and then they tell him it's like Hulk smash, like, and then he goes, that was cool. And that's what I mean by having him as like a side character in this kind of thing, you know, just take the basic element, like he's just a big green rage monster and he can go and do what he wants. But like for proper story, to get like, you know, the proper essence of him, I think they did it better in the Incredible Hulk. So yeah, Avengers was a little shit, but it was, yeah, it was okay. Yeah, Iron Man 3, this was, I like what they did with Iron Man 3, where they, you know, did a little bit of a twist on a twist. But yeah, I'm gonna put this in pretty shit as well. It's not looking good for Iron Man there. Okay, Thor. Why can't I select this guy? Here we go. Okay, Thor the Dark World. I'm gonna put this in total shit. I was never so pissed off by a character in a movie in my life. That chick, whatever her name is, yes, she was so annoying. And it was just so meh. I mean, I remember some shots in there, but I don't really remember anything from it. And I don't, you know, that's when they realized how difficult it is to actually do Thor properly. And then they went like, ah, shit, we just have to turn him into a comedy show now. So, yeah, so I didn't like the Dark Thor at all. Yeah, so that was total shit. Captain America Winter Soldier. This is definitely going into the not shit category. I think Captain America the Winter Soldier is probably still my favorite of these movies. Yeah, so yeah, what else can you say? Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, I'm gonna put in a little shit, purely because I thought the third act sucked massive donkey balls. But like the first two acts were pretty rad, you know, but the third act was just like, okay, now it's like, yeah, I don't know, man. This is when they were like, this is where the comedy is working for us. Let's go move further into that kind of category. And I was not a fan. I was not a fan of the third act or where they were going. But they don't make these movies for me, so whatever. So Age of Ultron, I'm gonna put this into pretty shit. This was not that great. Yeah, I mean, I always liked Ultron. I was pretty upset that they changed where Ultron came from. Where I liked it that it came from Hank Pym initially. I mean, but his origin has changed so many times in the comic books, so really who gives a shit? But still, I mean, it felt... It was supposed to be like a big giant Avengers movie, but it was only really taking place in like one location. And, you know, I can see where they took some of the tech further down the road, but I really would have loved to have seen Ultron not just disappear and actually would have come back down the line, because he's a badass villain. And I would have loved to have seen more. And but other than that one shot with the whole team, you know, I thought it was pretty shit. I didn't really like it that much. But it's not total shit, so that's a good thing. Ant-Man, the first Ant-Man. It was a little shit. It was a little shit. This is when they were like, this comedy shtick is really working for us. There was fun moments. To be totally honest, I can't really remember much, but the stuff that I do remember was the Edgar Wright stuff that they showed before, which they ended up putting in the movie, and it would have been interesting to see what Edgar Wright would have done with this one. I think that's probably why I've got such a negative thing towards Ant-Man. And since fuck it. Since he's my favorite director, I'm going to put this in pretty shit. Fuck it. Okay. Avengers Civil War. Yeah, this was pretty shit in my opinion. Yeah, this is pretty shit. It was just like a gimmick show, you know. And that fight scene in the airport was just so lame. I did like the battle between Captain America and Iron Man at the end and how hectic it was, but I'm still Team Cap in a way. But yeah, I don't know, man. I just felt that movie was too much of a gimmicky kind of thing for it to actually be like a proper vibe. And this is like, you know, they chucked in some humor there, especially with Spider-Man. And also, why put a CGI spider suit in the first place? I mean, why? I don't fucking get it. That whole airport scene was just a waste of time. And they blew their load with Ant-Man becoming like Giant Man. You know, like stuff that, like a story that I read is like he made himself become Giant Man out of like anger because he was almost became a villain because he was like, you know, you always think I'm small, makes himself big. I mean, they just blew his wad like over there. They could have had such a rad kind of angle to give a reason for him to be that big, other than just, you know, now he can be that big. You know, it was total lost opportunities and shit. Next one, Doctor Strange, the first Doctor Strange. Yeah, this was a little shit. I mean, I liked it. I really wish that they didn't make him do an American accent, though. You know, I don't see the point in him having to be American, besides, you know, Americans wanting an American. But then they hear the guy speaking that American accent and it doesn't even sound American. It sounds like crap. So then why do they do it anyways? Just have Bandicoot Thundersnatch speaking in his British accent, whatever, and let it be, man. I mean, who cares? I mean, I think you would have had a much better time than having to try and force that stupid accent. Okay, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I'm going to put this in the pretty shit category. This was like, you know, comedy, whatever. And if you're asking why, is that the first 2 acts was dog shit, but the third act was great. I really love the third act, so that put it up from total shit. So that's where that one's going. Spider-Man Homecoming, that's part of the, even though that's Sony, that's still part of the whole thing. Yeah, Spider-Man Homecoming, yeah, I want to put it into not shit. I thought they did it quite well. I'm still more of an Andrew Garfield Spider-Man fan. Typical as people fucking alarms and dogs. Shut up! Yeah, I'm more of an Andrew Garfield Spider-Man fan myself. But yeah, I like that one. I thought they did it quite well. Okay, Thor Ragnarok. Oy, oy, oy. Was this? Yeah, this was pretty shit. I didn't enjoy this one that much. I think it was... They went too deep into the comedy vibes. And they totally made a joke out of Thor. Not as much as the last one. But the Hulk, yeah. I mean, I think they just focused too much on him being like... Because they like Hulk and they wanted him on screen and then give him like a personality and stuff. So it's like, no, man. I wanted to see like unhinged Hulk from beginning to end, like what we got at the end scene there. But it was still... Yeah, they really don't know how to use the Hulk at all. Not saying that I do either. Yeah, I think that was pretty shit. Black Panther. Yeah, I'm going to put this in a little shit. It was on the cusp of not shit and little shit. I just didn't like... Yeah, I just didn't like the end. There was something with that story that just felt a bit flat to me. I remember chatting to a friend of mine. What I would have really have wanted to see is Black Panther, once he loses his powers, because he's been Black Panther before, having to defeat the other dude. Actually, I can't even remember the fucking names. Defeat the other guy without the powers, instead of having that big kind of Iron Man 1 fight at the end where it's just CGI nonsense. Like, it would have been rad if he could have defeated the other guy who had the powers without having the Black Panther powers, to show that how badass of a character he actually really is. You know, knowing the inherent weaknesses that Black Panther might have had, and instead of just like the only way you can defeat him is if you become him again. And that whole thing about him losing his power and getting back the powers, it was a bit contrived. Overall, it wasn't shit, but the end fight scene and just how he got his powers back and stuff, that made it a little bit shit for me. Infinity War. Oh my god. Infinity War, I'm going to say this was not shit. This was not shit. And this had the defining Thor moment when he came to Wakanda and he just like blasted everyone with the lightning bolts. That's the kind of power that you want to see the Thor wielding. And then when he got to the end with what's his face, that guy. And then yes, Thor was badass in there, but like, was it a little bit shit? Yeah, no, it was a little bit shit. It was a little bit shit. Fuck it. This is my list. It was a little bit shit, but yeah, that Thor moment, that was the bit that got me super. It was fucking rad. Ant-Man and the Wasp, I'm gonna say that this was pretty shit. I thought this was, lost opportunities again there. I can barely remember it. Yeah. Moving on. Captain Marvel, this was total shit. Absolutely total shit. I mean, did not give a crap for her at all. It was such like, it was even her origin story was even worse than Green Lantern 2011, and it's the same, pretty much the same origin story. It's exactly the same movie, and this was worse purely because of her character. She was such a freaking I was actually pissed off when I finished watching this movie. I mean, totally pissed off, so fuck that movie. Endgame, this was not shit. I really thought this was great. I think they did a great job closing off the whole thing. It was really, really good. There's nothing much else to say there. That was really good. That was definitely not shit. Spider-Man Far From Home. Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal, I'm a fan, but this movie, it was a little bit shit. It was a little bit shit, yeah. I mean, it wasn't really bad, but yeah. I can barely remember it. Wakanda Forever. Yeah, a bit flaky. But it was cool nonetheless. Thor Love and Thunder. Absolutely don't give a shit for this one. That movie can suck a fat one. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Yeah, I'm gonna put this one. I mean, just because of Sam Raimi, I'm putting that in a little bit not shit. It was a bit wacky, but yeah, whatever. It was cool. Spider-Man No Way Home. I haven't seen this one yet, so I am going to put this on the side because I haven't really seen this one. I do want to see it, so it's not an absolutely don't give a shit. Or, yeah. Eternals. Absolutely don't give a shit. Next! Shang-Chi. Yeah, this was a little bit shit, but it wasn't that... It was pretty good. Totally forgettable, though, so it can never be not shit. It's totally forgettable. And then Black Widow. This was total shit. And yeah, there we go. So there we go. Let me know what you thought of all of these. And yeah. See ya.